I think I sort of remembered a bit about um, what I was trying to get at when I was like, because the videos, yeah, they can sometimes have the effect of being therapeutic, that's for sure. But mostly it's just, it's work that I have to do to get it all down. And, I'm beyond writing it all down. And, so anyway, whatever, like, so when I think of something, I'm like, fuck, I better put this down in video. Um, I can't remember exactly what I was going on about, but what I, sorry, what I intended to go on about. But it's to do with just the general personality types that are attracted to those kinds of professions, as I've said before, and as people probably is probably general knowledge to reasonably aware people that police. There's a lot of bullying in police and in law and in nursing, and it's bullying of each other. So you think of these as the professions where you go to receive reliable help, but the people who bully each other bully their customers and whatever as well, because it's just what they do. It's their way of interacting in society to vulnerable people. And when I talk about corruption, I know that I know that there are some who are, somehow motivated by Homewood to, take care of business. But I think in many cases it's just the love of the work. It's really fun bullying people, vulnerable people. And I've just, experienced such nasty attitudes from police, and I just, it's only, I have a lot of anthropological kind of material from, the people in the cells, which is where, you really are vulnerable, and it really the true colours of a person really shows when they're dealing with someone who has no, whom they have total control over, and how they treat that person really shows what they are. And, these are not. These are probably the biggest criminal element in New Zealand, I would say. Uh, some of them are, who are under investigation and get prosecuted are literally committing crimes outside of, extracurricular crimes. But in this, what I mean in particular is that they just are expressing their criminality and their work capacity, like happens in property management. It's just something that they, I don't know. You can't really call it corporate psychopathy, but it's, it's just workplace psychopathy, and it's one of those fields that are just attract, antisocial personalities. And it kind of reminds me. I think when we were still in high school, old friends, school friends, Lauren and Rosie, they were both liked travelling quite a lot in New Zealand and abroad, and they would go and do their summer activities, and they would quite often get by fruit picking. And you just go, and obviously you get paid by the punnet, I think. And they would discuss, to my great amusement, they would discuss which, like, there are like kind of fruit politics, and it's like, different kinds of types of people attracted to, or who compose the workers in particular fruit, in particular orchards and whatever. And it's like the strawberry pickers were like quite decent, and then the cherry people were all like quite evil. It was like endlessly amusing to me that cherry pickers people were, quite nasty, and it's like, that is so funny. It was so funny. Like, obviously, like, for some reason attracted unpleasant people. And I guess, that's the thing with police. And so, I don't want to over dramatise it. There are a lot of people who bully other people for no other reason than they just really fucking enjoy it. and that I suspect is what happens in workplaces. It's not to achieve any particular collaborative goal. It's just for the love of being a fucking, nasty piece of shit, just for the love of it. And I encountered one of those, like, behind the desk when I was being signed out and threatened and all that kind of thing. And, I was just, I don't know, like, I was fucking having my fucking say, and I was just talking, I can't remember the context exactly, but it was something I just was sort of saying in contradiction of their pretending to claim that, police are just there to help people and whatever. And I'm like, yeah, like the police brutality, because, I've been on the receiving end of that. And I absolutely, like, I can now see in the big picture that that's probably routine, absolutely routine, to say someone's resisting arrest when they're not, and who there's no one's going to challenge that, or be able to, and then this, it shouldn't matter what someone's looks are, but she was just like this kind of piggy looking, pasty English looking wench with blonde cornrows or something, a really unfortunate hairstyle for her face. And I feel fine saying that. I think in this case you can judge a book by her cover. And when I said police brutality, she just went, "Oh, I'm really concerned." And I looked at her and I said, "What are you concerned about?" And she said, "Police brutality. Yeah, it really bothers me." And I'm like, "Oh, that's good. You're a really nice person, aren't you? I'm glad it bothers you because, what a nice person, and what a nice, you're doing a really good job there." She's just like, And it's like, yep, that's who, and no one of the senior police officers, no one's going, what the fuck? Like, clearly that is just expected workplace behaviour. Nobody blinks an eyelid. Just someone can just be an absolute lowbrow, mean girl piece of shit, and people are just blaming the fucking prisoner. Like, it's just, you just expect to, it's just there to fucking, like, the prisoners are just fucking punching bags. That's all we are. And I suspect that quite a lot of us probably are just innocent. I mean, they're not getting the crooks. They're not getting the crooks. They've completely ignored all of the criminal evidence that I've given about other people. Completely ignored it, ghosted it, won't even comment on it. Their work is not law enforcement. Their job is just picking on vulnerable people. Nothing has ever been so clear.